Canavare, mame. Are Canavare, mame. Bafana bana se balite. Di ba tele tsamagele. Bona hape a rapala metix. Okay, let me address the facts. Ba tshwana le abuti. Le tla etsa. Serele phakati inside.
Kara game.
Oh,
yeah, I thought we were not coming back. I bet motherfuckers thought we not coming back.
What
the boys Kara game. You know what it is.
Yeah, Genale abuti spoko fanda. I'll be abuti spoko. Yeah, it's your boy Boiz, aka abuti spoko. Of course, whatever. Every now and then, it's like 2litreBoiZ on them way. I gotcha. They're gonna come back, and perfect timing as well, cause a lot has been happening. We're gonna go through a couple of stuff. We won't get into too much details, cause really, we kind of time constrained. But there's some stuff that we really need to let the people know out there. This is, of course, 2litreBoiZ podcast, episode 10. Believe it or not. So yeah, on my left, we got your boy Pops.
Holy.
What it do? And on my right, Retshwere Melito.
Yo,
Hey man, it's all good.
What's that?
Hey. So yeah, basically a lot has been happening. Like I said, let's just get straight into it. Ditentaba tsenana tsa ke mang Mackenzie Ntate Mackenzie Ntate Mackenzie e kadile ha ile hantle e le mane mo e leng re batho bane bafana bane ba ntho ke ba bitsa bafana ma 2000 plus ke abuti ghost ya ona mthatla jwetsa bafana bana ba ntho ba open chats. To be honest with you, I don't know, Pops, are you familiar with open chats? Like why Chevel show you like?
Nope.
But you know it, right?
Yeah,
maybe a couple of 5 episodes ago or something. I hope like but describe by saying they use their quiz and the quiz as you know they use that youth lingo. I guess Yamzanti. To be honest with you, even after that time, I was never like checking for them like that. Are you familiar with these guys?
See the short clips on socials, of course, but I've never watched an episode like I've seen their videos everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And apparently here's the kicker, right? They've actually won like an award before, like best up and coming podcast or something. Like, hey, don't quote me on that because I get sure. But they won some kind of awards, and it was quite a big deal because I remember being like, "Who's that?" Like, but they're very popular apparently in South Africa. And popularity, you know, back then I never celebrity. But now with the podcast and stuff, like. Yeah. You know, like I don't consider what we're trying to do as to be like famous at some point or something like that. I just see it as like us sharing our opinions weekly, monthly, whatever, you know, as Maji Tanje, different perspective from a different hood. We're not even from a hood, we're from the village. So, but a different type of view. So, with them, na focus it's mainly, you know, who's groove, who's sleeping with who, you know, stuff. I remember there was this clip picnic where like Babu Akataba Mensa me Nikapone, at least say X and they're talking about is it big and all this stuff.
Oh shit.
Dog, like
yeah, ke nahana ke e bone.
O no e bone,
Because of most ya ntho e buang clip tsa bona
yeah.
di jwalo le YouTube ba di hlala di jwalo like ba dula ba bitsa bo banana and then like clever ba question tse lo reng I like okay see di
e batlang kopotsa ka ntho ka e America e ba bitsang keng what and fit kana keng
can be
fresh and fit.
Yeah, fresh and fit. Yes.
Yeah, it's weird like that. It's got its main characters, and then later on, Rabona seba lwanzana le Cas, but I could say we got a bonal Cas by guy, but Melito, what was your take? Kind of like an Casper.
I don't really know the context. There's Torsa Casper and these boys.
Yeah,
like I said, we see them, but we don't follow what they do.
Yeah.
So maybe it's in escape.
Well, all like I wanted him Pops. So I saw it and saw some clips from it, and it was basically just I can't know how to describe it. Like one of the guys has a serious issue with Casper clearly because in Iliana. I don't even know their names. But this one has a
yellow and
then there's one. The only way I can describe him is that he has a long face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think and then there's this one. I like skin. The active for his color.
The fuck boy.
Hey, I was like, wait, what? What did you say?
Hey, but hey, ho tseba bona batho bana gona se go tsofetse monna re di tsebe dintho tse ba di bitswang but yeah universal bees so yena yo income describing as like having a typical South African face, long face, with the short hair, kind of dark, not that dark, like I said, typical South African. But like he seemed to have a serious issue of Casper because he felt disrespected. They started talking about Casper, how he behaves around the youngins. Is he putting them on, or is he, riding their wave? And at the same time, the way Casper handled it on his Twitch, I felt was moderate. I understood his perspective because he was like, when I'm not showing love, I complain. You know what I'm saying? When I am showing love, like, I'm trying to steal from kids and all this stuff. So, which is ridiculous. We're talking about someone that has filled up stadiums. You may feel however you want to feel about him. That like Casper's a superstar, bro. Like A-list, like he likes to say. Yeah. So even there, I was still like, Donna, I can't ride with you on this one, but I can gentler trend doing your thing. And then boom, this one dropped. Leona, it just caught me by surprise because like again, Kikenela social media, Twitter to be specific. I still call it that. And yeah, Boiz calling colors, all types of derogatory terms, specifically alluding to Tabarana, they are into incest, basically. Hey, I ain't gonna say it, Google or incest, but like, yeah, and that they're not right in the head, stuff like that, I'm sure you guys have had some of this stuff, so I'm gonna get your commentary on this, and then I'll share, I guess, my final thoughts on it. Popzito, you saw this thing, bro. Like, when how Sheba Majita, the way Babylon Tintozabona, is it a right thing to do? Do you see it as racism, as some people say, as a lot of colors see it? Or do you see it as some blacks see it as like, hey, they were just stereotyping or joking around, which, some people could say that's a bit insensitive to say, but like, hey, these are things that people say in their private corners. I guess they decided we're just gonna do it right there in the podcast. So we wanna run there.
Okay, according to me, it's sensitive because of but I'm doing a personal. Very like they went crazy. Like how about oh, this guy is so because of maybe this spirit sabona se ba setsa how about that setsa. You are told like we'll never know about patileng because of our because of re get example ska rona batho ba batho ba bang like bo Basotho weng hona batho ya nthabeng ba khutle ba re ke ona le koma whatever so ba re tsebe go bona ntho ya bona ke plus makhalati khalati jo kai mara ke tsa bona ba le bang so because of nna ke thotse happy e se le mahareng ntho like utla bo se ke ne ke bo Gayton Mackenzie so like ke bona jale se ba mfere yeah
re tla ke no Katie ke batla utlwa go lona le fila jwang ka hore entle ke is it right hore ntwana tse di bue so kapo were they out of line or they were in between we bona jwang wena le
ke bona ka tsile lo reng high right doc yeah
I can respect that.
Yeah.
But do you see it as racism or like stereotype?
I think the stereotype thing, like
Yeah. All right.
Sure.
Melito.
Dog, first of all, well, you cannot start saying stuff like that on a public platform.
On a public platform.
Not talk on the public platform like, you know, you're talking out of your ass.
Yeah.
Not like respect other people. First of all, respect other people, and then the respect will come back.
Yeah.
Because now, what are we doing? Like calling people names. Okay, even if you know a group that does that, that doesn't mean everyone does it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna generalize everything over based on one thing that you saw, like it's not fair to the whole community. So I feel like the colored people were within their rights to get mad and stuff.
Yeah.
About what these boys were saying. I didn't really listen. I just saw these things going on and on.
Because we got lives,
Yeah. So like I mean, like at the end of the day, the first and the most last thing that you need to do is to respect other people, so that they can respect you back. So I feel like they were wrong by doing that. Yeah, they were wrong, completely wrong.
Is it racism though?
No, I don't think it's racism. It's a stereotype, like you say, because like they're probably not even educated about the colored community. They don't even.
That's one aspect that I feel like a lot of people didn't even want to explore. That at the end of the day, like they're still kids. Yes, you could say that like they've been out of pocket for a long time, but who allows for that platform to exist? It's not the adults. It's not. That's why when I'm like, do we know these guys? Do we check for these guys? Someone is checking for them. So around my age group, I've noticed like, Majida ain't checking for this. So it's probably the youngins, like, you know.
Youngins.
So
for sure,
why is our youth interested in that type of content? You know, maybe they see something, you know, that they relate to when they watching them, you know.
Yeah, we're entertained here.
Yeah, you know, maybe we just didn't expect it to come through, you know, kids. We maybe thought McG would be the one, but like, you know, it's clear that he appeals to a much older audience. I'm sure that youth definitely F with McG, but like in terms of like a crowd that clearly we're not familiar with, these guys are tapping into that, and I feel like people should be more concerned about like what is the appeal about them to their kids, because it's their kids that are platforming them. Like Gayton Mackenzie, and we're about to go into that day, and all these other people can come in and say, take them off this, take them off. You're not going to be able to take them off YouTube, because YouTube does not find anything wrong about what happened there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how McG has been getting away with a lot of stuff, because like at the end of the day, like it's not violating their terms and conditions and whatnot. So yeah, man. And
then DSTV said they're not renewing their contract with them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess their sponsors, they can lose them.
Yeah.
Problem with the YouTube and the internet, like you cannot control the internet. Not even the government.
Yeah. The only disadvantage with YouTube and all that is, of course, like I mean, they seem like, I mean, their studio looks proper, you know, they're using proper equipment, and like us.
And
you know,
so
yeah, go ahead.
Like if you bas na respect because of babanyani,
yeah.
I think habana into your respect. Till you well, clipita bo now na mo interview actually ex
yeah, Mensa.
Sure, and then we got questions in about that. I think into by into already, you look sensible idea of Lubuaga in.
That's why I feel like maybe that's why no one kind of felt sorry for them. I didn't see anyone defending them in an aspect of like they did nothing wrong type of thing.
Yeah.
But like I saw a lot of people defending them in terms of like, yo, you can't take away their thing that you know, like so yeah, man, like, you can carry on. Are you done?
Yo, so Nigeria get to maybe go on to what looks and respect like Basalbanya.
Yeah.
Again on top. But Lauliman, hey, happy you feel no gym fit to like Havasana that much respect. Like again, Hababu Sebepuela failure. Like okay, Harera Lubu went to Batang. Like how nam tata juit until so can I know maybe that's a bit take a little yabo na you feel yabo ya kelelo yabo na TV. Okay, banka guy.
I've always said, I mean, you know, if you watch Maluti podcast, I always say that like it's a bigger social ill because if you're talking like that, like what are your parents saying? Who is your parent? Do you have a parent that's actually even checking for you like that? So if you are out here just being like that, and also just the thing about this independent thing of YouTube and these new platforms, right? They also take away responsibility in a way. And back then, like Wakava, if someone is on Gem Ellie, but next time they could be as wild as they can, but like they were never. There's certain boundaries that they knew that they can't. You know, that's why maybe someone like a McG, he knows how far he can go with it because Otwa from the traditional media, so he has a better understanding of like this is what I can get away with, this is what I can't. Whereas these kids now, because there's no guidelines, right? Like even us, we don't know. Maybe someone can look through our episodes and be like, hey, yeah, he never hits. So that's why I'm like, it's a tough one, and it's something that like people should be talking about in a more smart way, in a more open-minded way. Because like currently, I feel like everyone is just like not thinking about it in an intelligent way. But like, let's get into now the overall criticism that came from the country. Like I said, I feel like okay, let me just fast I definitely don't think it's right. I definitely think it's both racism and again this thing and stereotypical, but like those things I feel like they could coexist at the same time because black people do the same thing. You know, if colored people can claim like, yo, these black people are being racist towards us, we can also claim that they're being racist towards us. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen it happen. Is it right? Because like for me, I don't think it's right. And this one I'm glad I'm not in front of the camera to say this one, but like it might be a bit controversial, but like I don't consider coloreds as a race, as a separate race. I don't see it that way. I see it as like they're black people. Whichever way you may look at it, they may be in denial of it, but like white people will never like accept them as their own. And at the end of the day, like the African DNA, I feel like will always shout out the most type of thing. Like it's, I'm not saying I'm right, my opinion is right on this. I'm just saying it's how I feel, for real. It's not like a fact or whatever what I'm stating. I'm just saying that's how I look at it. I feel like I don't agree with a lot of things about America, but the way they look at mixed race people as just like, yo, they're black. It just it gets rid of a lot of like weird confusions and whatnot. And I get that it also erases individualism in a way. People can argue that, but like I don't see that as being a thing in South Africa. Like you could say you are black, but your culture is colored. Maybe you have a colored culture.
Sure.
Until like there's black people in South Africa who are both Xhosa and maybe Sotho, and they try to actually practice both of those customs. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I don't see why colored people now have to be a separate race when really when it comes down to it, the struggle is the same. They had a bit of an advantage back then, how according to how the apartheid laws saw it, but like really when it comes down to it, we're black, yo. Like they're always gonna see you as a black ass. So yeah, let's go straight into it. Gayton
blacks.
Yeah, like what's that Tyler how awkward it got when she got at when she arrived at Breakfast Club, like. Because if you're going to be claiming to be colored at certain areas, there's always going to be questions. Now, I don't think that's fair because that's how she grew up. That's what she understands herself to be. Yeah. And it's been allowed in South Africa. It's a thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not her fault. But at the same time, you should understand, like, really, when it comes down to it, the crux of it. The same way as I don't see South Africa as like, yo, bro, we black. We black South Africans. I could see a bit of a difference maybe when the West Africans come and all that, and I'm not discriminating against it, but like the culture is clearly very, very different. Whereas when you come to Southern Africa, the customs are almost the same. Whether you like Zimbabwe or not, like their language sounds the same, the Shonas, the dialect, all that they got in Ndebeles, they got Sotos there, Zambia as well. Southern African, I see it as like we are one thing. Like, you can try to divide it through tribal lines, whatever. I don't think it's useful in any manner. When it comes to the crux of it, we are a certain way in Southern Africa. Same way as suddenly you start getting introduced to black Muslims now in Africa. And that's why but like it becomes different. Whereas you come down as Christian black people, there's a certain way even their African cultures go, which is very kind of similar. Whereas Africa, Nigeria, the Yorubas, the way they do their customs, according to anyone in the South, is very different. So I'm not saying we're different from them. At the end of the day, we all black, we all African. But like there is a bit of a difference there. But like that's why I'm like, when it comes to this region here, the infightings, I just feel like it's very stupid because we can solve it and have a better economy going for Africa. Now, let's get into Mackenzie. Mackenzie, I remember the first time he came out, there's a whole video that came out. He was like, I have instructed my lawyers to stop everything that they're doing and focus on making sure that these kids get punishment one way or the other about this derogatory terms that they made about the colored community. Papa Alkalagawena, Mackenzie Dintang, the way he responded to this whole situation.
Hey, Mackenzie. Okay, respond hi. Se sharp, like cause of unkile dintho ka pelo. Unkile dintho ka pelo. A decide hore a bue ntho tsa batlang ho di bua, a batla hore bo o nanahana ke SABC e etsa bafana bana, e sponsor bafana bana, so una batla hore e ba cancel bo multi choice. So ukwa opinion ya ine sentshelo re fela okay batho ba me ba racism, so enane go re hle ke batlo setse leng fast one enane jalo ka minister, so ne re sa expect ra ka bua bonthonyana tse jwalo one. So as much as I said like hey ne ke sa thola hantle tawe ya ha ile batho bana zanka inkella hantle hlong again ne ke soka ke thola na ka gore ke shebelle hantle tawe ya bone na one. Yeah, because of again una tsa etsa ntho tse ngata Mackenzie, so una tsana ditori tsa ile bo Kenny Kunene tse di attend, so like yeah, wow, so yeah dintho di pa again ku una di rumors tse hlaileng until But hey, get it in Mackenzie.
What rumors, bro? What are you talking about?
Yeah, picture by it's in trend social media. So like, yeah, I think she will to send YouTube Buddha. Yeah, but in black and white. That picture.
Who is all I'm picturing?
Ke timer we melwana ba itre.
Oh, the thing about Tori is he actually colored?
Yeah, ho ga se le colored.
Mackenzie, yeah,
ho ga se le colored.
Okay.
But surname ki ba itse ke Makeni.
Okay.
So it's like it sound like Sotho surname or ke into.
Yeah. I've always known Hore Moahai. He's confirmed it to Hore Moahai in Elim So this one about the dad gave one as well, the discussion about it, but I don't know about it that deeply. But like, thanks for bringing it up. I mean, it is an interesting thing to see. Imagine if we do actually find that it's a fact or he's actually not even colored. He's, you know, because they're saying that his dad had to do this
for kind of during apartheid. Because of Abalia, like struggle se lo tloshebana le sona, then o tlamehile a change bo dintho hore dintho di be grand for yena.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of stories like that in South Africa, you know, that you can find. So it is possible, but for now, I guess we'll say amlej.
So yeah, particularly nanga chuzalo because I can story se singata ka yena tawe ya hae le bafana bana because I nexa ba follow ya ndla bafana so yeah. So but ke tla cash up no. Yeah.
Melito.
Like KB says.
It's Kenny Mackenzie. It's Kenny Mackenzie. Kenny Mackenzie. No, man. You know what's his name? It's my fellow Mackenzie. I forgot the first
Gayton
one. Gayton Mackenzie.
It's
Gayton Mackenzie, broski. Do you think he's colored?
Hey man, I don't know.
Because of Nane, the time is after drum gara.
Yeah.
Mutune gila nakambona ni in real life. I know this guy because of nikile da ka photographer.
Oh yeah, I remember.
This guy go pala na VIP because of amana go ditska teng jella ka tenile ena le bokini khunene le batho ba hae banana. So that guy ne he looks black.
Yeah, I mean we can all see.
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you mbona like
he's black.
Yeah. Maro ha sa bua khona ka lelo oh di maneke colored.
But like any black person can do that in South Africa. Like I feel like I could get away more than him
because of now ya di ke mtsibanga tine a ntjaka tse tsale dark nyana ntho o tsale dark vele ha mshebile because of ne ke mbona like okay.
I mean there are dark skin colors. Let's not act as if that's not a thing. But like with Kenny, it does seem like there's more skeletons in this closet. Possibly. I'm legend. Melito, Kenny.
Well, I think Kenny.
Why do I keep saying Kenny? Oh boy, Kenny Kunen and I've made them a serious couple. Beds of the what, flock what.
Yeah. Now I feel like, KB is right, Hana. It looks like we look too much. This thing I invest over. Not with my colored community, you know. And we understand why they were furious. Marena Nasanka extra. Not with. So I think he went a little bit far by just lawyers, everything punished. Because at the end of the day, these are still kids. I mean, if we call them kids, and we're just supposed to show them the way or something. I believe if that's the case, then I could have said like, okay, you need to sit down, these boys, teach them about the colored community. That's the things that he was supposed to be saying. Not about our lawyers' punishment. For what?
Yeah.
For what? So how are we gonna fight hunger with lawsuits?
It's weird.
So but he's been racist, so I don't know.
There's a bunch of tweets that's been coming out. By the fighter from like about 2011.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, he was already like 40-something, 30-something at that time. So
I can't make an excuse for 40-something year old.
You can't.
But I'm just saying, like you could have just eased it a bit, or maybe handled it more professional. Because it didn't sound like he handled it professional. For a minister, we're expecting you to do better than that, Gayton. But I feel like he could have just called the guys, like sit them with them down, like, you know, boys, these are not the things that we need to be saying in public, not during the people. So like educate them a little bit about the colored community. That's so. Anyway, we're gonna take that unless I've proven otherwise. You know, I'm not gonna call him whatever until it's proven otherwise. So I feel like Allah, you know, show them the way, man. Like what men are supposed to do to the young boys. Yeah.
And again, in ML, huduma tsocho ha ke tseba ke be bona jwa wa mbona MK ne tabe ya Zoom wa bona like ona le tabe ya drive ya high fela ya mazolo ne ha ona hano go le Gayton McKenzie o batla go ha utlwa like makhala te high fela ha ona hano go
PA is set up to be like a colored party.
That is yeah, because of laneral da no tletse makhala. So da isa ke reng ha tlo tseteletsa sa ba batla fela go a sebedisana le makhala te fela. He doesn't have the numbers. You have to consider everyone in South Africa. In order for you to still be out there running, you need to consider all the races. Because otherwise you're gonna lose. You're fighting a losing battle.
Unless Mkonazi decides to do what I said he should.
And then you just want Mkonazi to take over. What a coup. I don't know if we are ready for the coup.
And listen, when I say South Africa just look a coup at this point, I'm not saying that's gonna save the country, but it will change it. And I feel like at this point, don't we want change? You know, like we don't know if it will save us. I doubt it will, but like we need change and we need strong institutions. So maybe the military, but I'm just saying with my 2 cents.
Next thing comes into President country.
But look what we do with the freedom, though. Like, I feel like, look what we do with the freedom.
At least we have the freedom.
I hear you, but like, you know, the same could be said about like China. A lot of people do say like, I Magavana freedom and all this, but like they do have a social contract with like their government, whereas the government is expected to do certain things, and if they don't, they do sort of like have their own means of like rebelling against them and stuff. So I just feel like I said, I'm not saying like, yo, would be a solution to our problems or whatever, but I'm saying at our current state right now, some discipline wouldn't have had.
Yeah, I get people need to be disciplined now and then.
Some discipline, because like I feel like anyways, are you done with your Mackenzie take?
Yeah. I'm done.
So I've actually talked about Mackenzie on this podcast before, and I did say if you can go back, I think it's just 2 episodes back. You guys are my witness here. I literally said like Taba Gayton is very, very simple. This is before all of this came out, before even Kenny got arrested. But I was like, guys, Taba Mackenzie, it's very, very simple. He just loves him some white people. Like he loves white people. Like now what makes me sick about Gayton, it's a personal thing for me, because Gayton ha batla wa phila to batho ba rona, batho ba batsho, black people. He suddenly remembers he has some Sotho blood in him. Suddenly wa hopola Sotho, right? And he starts talking Sotto like, hey, he's one of us. But as soon as he's out of that building, he can't wait. This guy, remember when the Jews from Israel were trying to do things to us? Yeah, he was meeting up with them. There's pictures of him. He supports Israel, not Palestine. And think about it from a black person point of view. And even as a colored, most coloreds are Muslims. You know, I wouldn't say most, okay, I take that back. But like because I don't know the statistics, but I've realized though, like there's a lot of Muslims in the colored community. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them identify as being Muslim. So I don't think they would be rocking with someone. I think even the song by Pengile, 21 promo, check those guys out. They're pretty good. But like, at the end, I think it's 21 promo that's just shouting, I don't F with Gayton. Like, so I know for a fact that like a lot of like the colors themselves don't like Gayton like that, because like dude, it's so unauthentic to just want to ride for white people
they can
like
see
that.
what Kenny stands for.
Yeah, and for me, I even wrote a post about it. Like, it's not just the colored people that do this whole thing of flip-flopping to just blend in with a certain race or a tribe. I feel like the Zuma kids do this as well. They can't speak Zulu. You know what I'm saying? They claim that they just don't know how to do it because they were raised in foreign countries. But I've seen like a guy from Nigeria, a guy from Ethiopia, guys from Ghana. I've seen them learn how to speak Zulu within like 2 months, 3 months. They live with someone that this country sees as almost like a reincarnation of Shaka Zulu, the way they love him so much in this country. And they don't know how to speak Zulu. Until like
it's a tough one.
It's weird. That's why I'm saying like we have these certain black politicians out here who only placate the black card when it's convenient. And for me, I feel like we can't have African leaders who can't even speak our languages, speak to their people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was we've already criticized the Zulu King and his weirdness. You know what I'm saying? But like it's just stuff like that where I'm like, yeah, there's no hope here. Icon. But like that's just how I see it. Again, Vuyo Zungula is the only one that keeps saying the right things. Gayton again, he faced a lot of backlash because the tweets, people started going after his old tweets. But here's the one thing that I wanted to mention. Gayton is very weird for calling these kids out like this because Holashla incident there was some white guy, I think DA Nebatlam Kinga Parlamenting or something, and Holashla like, yo, this guy is just a deadbag. I'm talking racist to the core. He's got like videos of him saying the K word all over the place. You know, there's even black faces of him. I'm allegedly because white people sue for real. So like, you know what I'm saying? So, and when all these things came out and South Africa was mad that like DA is trying to get in literally a Nazi into the government, Gayton was like, no, we should forgive him. That was old, what. You know what I'm saying? And now here comes these black kids podcast, you know, they do their blender there. And now suddenly, these kids must be cancelled. It shows again how he treats white people and how he treats black people. Like when white people do something wrong, we have to give them a benefit of a doubt. But these black kids, you know what I'm saying? Not this white guy also fitting, using the K word, clearly racist, all this stuff. Not even you, who are saying all sorts of crazy things about black people. If you want to go and check them out on Twitter, like, yo, Twitter has made his crazy tweets available. Just get in there, type his name in, crazy things that Mackenzie says about black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a serious, deep hatred for himself in there. I don't know what is up with that guy, but like I guess the money makes him feel better about this weird shit, because I know I would be feeling really disgusting with myself if this is how I was. But like obviously I love myself, but like guys like this, I feel like our people should be very, very careful of. Like we should always be on alert for. Like, these are the most dangerous politicians. These black ones that placate both races. These black ones that placate, they claim, we for South Africa, but like really I'm really for my tribe. We can't have that in SA. We really can't have that. We can't afford to have stupid stuff like that. We've seen the results of stuff like that. Like, I feel like Zimbabwe, just next door, is a good example of what happens when, the politicians are putting themselves in position because of tribal associations and all this stuff. So, that's pretty much what I have to say about this. Popzito, Gayton as a Kiki Kimko. That's all I'm gonna say about him. Kimko Duarading, Koparetleng who support our Fatson Gayton. Final topic, my boy Pop said he's got this very interesting stuff that he heard. Popzito, we talk really kinda.
Yeah, mfetho na nthoki
disturbing.
Nah, indistabile holo. And I need to run kwaqo. Yeah. So they didn't yet ne ile ba hlella le Map TV tabating. So
what TV?
Map TV.
What is that?
Ke Map TV ya kwaqo.
Kenale TV kwaqo.
Ba ibitsa jwalo.
Mel was on Jesse original channel. Nabita fela na kwaqo radio.
I thought you know about this.
I don't know these things. No, wait. Family are qeta ho shoot a video lo ba foster lo ba jointse 24/7. Okay, Map TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
P TV, yeah.
All right.
So apparently, like ntho etsa etseng ko re e etsa etse Elizabeth Rosedane hospital. So ntho etsa etseng ngwana o na lo paper, o na le cherry ne lo paper. So cherry ha lo paper da hospital. So wa tseba he bana le ka labor. So ha ba le ka labor ngwana go o tlo paper o tluile ha ya utlwa dipain. So ha fihla hospital o tsa ba jwetsa dipain. So ne se nngwe re a go ba le betheng. So mono apa qame betheng a mo check. Ngwana ono apa qama ngwana o tsa mo jwetsa shatswa ke dipain ke a bona mo checka mme tsa ntho tse ba betsang tsona. So ngwana a mo jwetsa go tsa utlwa dipain mme ona ne sa a tsamaya a mo jwetsa ha mo sia ka mo a go yena wa tsa keng hore nne ke thowa mo betheng nne wa bona. Then re tla go attend re tla go jwetsa ngwana a mo jwetsa ga ke kgone thowa betheng dipain di sharp. Ke a bona attitude monke fela whatever wa tseba so ke ha ba tlo yema ka pokeng kopa o eme mo betheng o etse ntho ke re mo yetse ngwana wa mo jwetse. Okay, ne se ne itswele tsamaya ngwana o go tsa shotsa ke dipina etse ntho ile go nne se o mo jwetsa yo ntho. Okay, so ngwana o re na time ha tsa tsamaya a le pela betha. So a utlwe man ngwana wa tswa ntho ngwana ke no wa tla ha go a sheba ke a bona da idinyane ke tseba bitsang se
the water broke.
So ntho ena e sentse ngwana o bona ngwana a tswa. So mara ngwa mo tshwara obviously ngwana a qeta ho hlaya wa tella tla di seba mo tshwarang. So ke a bona ngwana go wela fatshe ngwana go wela fatshe ngwana ha wela fatshe ngwana ha gona mo tshwara. So ba go nona le doctor Nelte but ha se doctor e pepisa ka mo ka warinyo ya liba ha se doctor pipsa but una le teng ka mo a to checka fela. So ngwana o re a yetse doctor eo ke a bona mo manye hore eng ke eng wa sa tshwara ngwana ha wa ke eng wa sa dula betheng o wa mo jwetsa ngwana o o etsa etseng no doctor eo lona e monke fela ngwana wa bona like iska mo mamela e monke fela mo manye he ba o manye ngwana. So tabete etseng gore ke taba ya ngwana batho ha okay ba nke ngwana ba mo cheke ke a bona spetlele ngwana o hlokaetse ne
the child that
in 3 days after them. And this shit it happened like ngwana ba mo discharge ka ba mo discharge immediately after sebakanya ba cheke ngwana ba ngole dipampiri. So ngwana o batla o tseba go ke ngwana if ngwana le a le position e jwalo ka po bo mo jwalo ke nahana go maybe le ka dudisa ngwana spetlele le ke se montsi immediately ne ka ba mo ntse the next day. So the next day ha ba jwetsa le mo ba tsamisa ngwana a tsamaye le ngwana. So mo ngwana hape o ga hlalosa story ne mme wa ngwana. So mme o re ngwana ona ha fihla le ngwana hae ke motho a moholo ne o go ngwana wa mojetsa ga mama wa tsa ngwana wa bata wa tseo so o go ngwana ke ngwana man le ena ka motshware a bapale ka ngwana wa tseba ngwana o na le nthwela go tla nna etse bodi nthwetsile mara ngwana ha etse jwalo ntho mara ngwana o tsa bata so mme no re nako ha etse ne ke batla go tsufatsa story fela o ga nako etse a nke ngwana o re ke a tseba ngwana ha ka kena ka metsi o tla bana le mthwela hape wa ntho so a ka nke be metsi a wo hai a ke ngwana o ka mona hai ngwana o ha etse nix ha na action itse tsa ngwa hai ngwana o ha etse nix okay hai
mangwano a ba mshebile mahlo a sharp everything shebala le ngwana
o mmeno re ngwana o nka go tsa bulibo mahlo tsa sa itse mmeno ga suspect o re mara la ngwana a fihla ho nna o tlwa di wine tse ke suspect ke metsa bontho tseo ne ke zama bona go ngwana o ke ngwana jwa ma go wa tshomana hana go etsa no mo nka re ehlilana ha o sana batho ba but o tshaba ho jwetsa ngwana hae hore hey mfethu mo ha o sana batho
yeah
so a qhubeke a bone mmino go etsa hala jwa ngwana nix a ka bitse bo makhe ke batlo mo shebitsa nthwena hantle batho ba holo ha ile bona batho so o ga qeteletsa beile ngwana hae fatshe a mhlalosetsa gore no mfethu hai mona na no na ha sana batho ngwana ona o sa hlokaetse ke a bona so ba ise ngwana sepetlele ba jwetse batho bana na go ngwana o tjena le tjena o etsa tse dipampiri tsa ngwana di ka etsene di bontsha go ngwana o pipile jwang ho etsa itse eng ena na re tsebe nix so ngwana o affected in cause of monyane o etse fatshe cause of immediately ngwana ha o etse ngwana o monyane ke nana masapo ya so tibo
it was already game over
yeah so ke a bona batho bana ba etse ntse ba di etsang until ngwana ba ba jwetse gore ha ba no bea kapo ngwana mmashareng wa bona eng ba batla mmoshara so apparently like re ahile be ba bona be ba bua gore a ahile mmoshara be ba thusa he batho ba e le gore se le gale ba bile ngwana fridge because of ene se le gale ba mbile vele ngwana fridge after ga hlokale again ba thusitse ke re ahile gore ngwana ba pata batho ba ba na tšhelete ya bona ba sa kgone le go pata ngwana so tse ba mathisana le batho banana so sepetlele ha ba batlo ba fa dipampiri le leponesa ne le ke ne ba re maponesa no ha fihla lona ha ba se ba botsa statement se ka mo wetsa itseng ai ha tsi bo wetsa itseng ba re okay ba re batho banana ba tsamaya ba lo bula case police station ena ne mona Mgodumela so ha ba tla mo Mgodumela head ya mo sepetlele e ba sale ka morao e ba kope hore ba ska bula case eno eng ha ke tsebe ha ba ka bula case eno ai ha re tsebe botla etsala until yeah
because so now the whole family is getting threats
wa utlwa sentse
yeah that's sad
until because of ngwana teng ha se khala patuwe vele so ra ile ba thusa gore ngwana teng a patwe so mfethu taba tene le thatanyana but if o batla tseba full story because of a rena nako engata ke nana o ka ya da YouTube wa kena da wa sheba map TV story sa ngwane ke nana o tlo stola vele like ka mo yeah so
that's terrible what happened to the poor kid
and because of on top of that ho tsetsa la ntse jwalo ho tsona le bana ba abusang again ka mo ka South Africa again
yeah the whole
tinya mo etsa Soweto
kana o itse ke o kae
ke Soweto
Eldorado Park
Eldorado Park yeah some colored place nya
Aldos
so le teng ho etsa itse taba hore ke mfethu
the dad was beating up the child
o ka se khala biza ngwana mfethu and then again hona le ngwana mshimane wa 3 years no je ngwana wa hlokaetseng kwa 4 years but o hlokaetse e lo mfethu khale a sa hema ka mchini sepetlele kwana so ngwana wa hlokahala e lo re ntate yo o kwana mogama metsa eng ba re dimane na le wa tseba dithethefatsi nyana substances nyana tsana dinkile nyana but ke le ntho le go ngale and then o ukwa ba re ho tshole mo teng ona tsa tseba ha ba mbotsa hore like se ba mbotsa hore ha ba checka ngwana a hlokaetse hore ngwana o gala re ipwa ma go boneng ngwana ngwana o bona hala le ngwana le ngala re ipwa gala shapu gala etswa eng mme no a rula nna bona di santsa ngwana ha go ta etsa bo eng ngwana so o tshona tsa tseba gore ntate o tsa abiza bana o tsa abiza ba and then again time le ne le gama ngwana wa hae wa ngwana no a 4 year old like pela ngwana hae wa 3 year and then o kwena le story se bo makhe o ba chulo le bona like have explain nne ngana lu kwa ditse le bona ba tsheya le family happy family nne mfethu tla qala la idea until tla qala tsuele ke ntho tseo tsa hae tsa mtswela nga shape bana until ya ba etsa e entseng ya mogama because of that ba bontsha bo di curtain mthotho ona shapa ngwana like bo ma ya tletse bo di curtain fetso mo ka mthona mo nka mo bitsetsa bo dimo like ona mogama
okay papa
I mean too visual but I don't need to hear all of that like
but ke bone no nka re dimane ne le first appearance high court la so khona ke tla ishebella go
the Aldo's guy
because of this guy fit
when it comes to that it's always been an issue not as someone that has a child we all fathers here like I remember when my little brother was about to get born and stuff and I've just never trusted the hospitals to safely deliver and stuff like that. So even today when I know that I have a healthy child, like it's like like it feels like it's magic because how can do out there with a lot in the hospital and the neglect that happens and then when you try to obviously complain about this stuff like you said next thing you're getting threatened and stuff like and we all know like the threats out about in the South Africa you can't take them lightly but so yeah man Melwenan to teams are inside
no comment like it's scary stuff like
right.
You don't think people
but
are out here doing such crazy things
but like
people
it's really a daily occurrence and that's the scary part and that's why I keep saying our only solution is to know each other in our communities we need that unity so that because like even in this in the colored area it had reported it's not the first time time sharp and stuff but like no one did anything about it until now to this point again like like it shows again because we're not united because like it can't be or every night next door what the hell can you stop this or otherwise report or something like so just to make sure that because like then if you let it fester right like you have a community filled with like traumatized kids what do you think they're gonna grow up to be make the community even more unsafer so stuff like that that's why I'm always pushing for that unity it's time for you to get along with your neighbor it's time for you to forgive whatever your family members unless they raped and all that stuff like hey I want to but if it's petty stuff like I mean come on like these are things that but like we may be laughing about it but these are literally the things that stop black people from working with each other from working with their family members their cousins their next door neighbors like I salana like maybe it's for real like you don't know because I salava did you even it's just stuff like that so yeah man the only way for that because we can't trust in the cops we can't trust in our institutions anymore unfortunately so we have to start trusting each other we got there's no one else like so just to close the podcast off keeping it nice and short at least on a higher note because so yeah as you can see 2litreBoiZ in the building so that can only mean one thing the music is ready the music is ready So I don't know. Have you guys decided to about track that's ready to hit the market?
Bruh, as soon as possible, I guess we can release it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Obviously cover little shooter, little shopper cover shoot nyan kapo nje itlo ba directing or like shooter a rock. And that's the cover art. We are being artistic.
It doesn't even have to be us. We can put something else, but we'll see.
Okay, but it's an introduction of both you guys. Don't you think I should be on the cover? Come on. These guys are mysterious. Anyways, we got permission from you guys to close off the show with a bit of a snippet from the track at least.
Yeah, I'll edit a little bit there towards the end. Like no fast or scuff.
And because today's topic, at least the last one was so heavy, maybe the 18 sign even 25 plus. heavy stuff, but like I can't wait for y'all to hear the music. Thanks again for joining us on Maluti Podcast episode 10. Last closing words, Papa.
Fit I can now mangata ke rata gore guys se khutlile 2litreBoiZ ka hara game
ka se be late Melito
80. Hey yo, it's your boy coming live from the Tabin Maluti, you know. We are here, 2litreBoiZ in the building, baby. Y'all thought that we're not gonna come back. Guess what? We might drop 2 episodes. We might drop 5 episodes.
Shout out to Trap. Peace. Shout out to
Trev. Yeah, shout out to Trev.
Yeah.
Big up.
Oh, let's stream a pinancha Maluti, guys. Yeah.
Big up to Trev. Yeah, he really came through.
Yeah, and of course we got that big debut by Deeps coming up too, so look out for it. We got a lot of music coming, a lot more podcasts coming for you. Hopefully, if Popzito finds time, we can have more like 2litreBoiZ podcasts, episodes coming out. I like being ghost guy, ghost nigga, abuti spoko. Yeah.
Give me Lee.
We good, boys?
Good boy.
I know we out of here. It's your boy Vice.
Hey yo,
Papa, Melito.
Hey yo,
2litreBoiZ.
Hey yo,
we out.
Yeah,
2litreBoiZ.
That page, 2litreBoiZ with a new wave. Money, chase, don't buy, face, back to set no fakes. I think I figured it out, boy. Yeah. Ke palama beat all day. Rele kai di kone. Reta we smoke it. And I showcase. Take a look time at